Hello, welcome back. So let's make a video on Matic, and so we've been doing quite well. We've had a boost, and our boost has kept us above the 200 EMA, which is a good sign. We've come back down to test it, and we bounced again from it. What I could say though is that even though we did make a nice big gain here, we had a dramatic sell-off, a huge sell-off actually. People taking profits on it. My best guess is because I believe that the majority of this move has been driven by Harmony's pump. People jumping off the back of Harmony, getting onto Matic, riding it up to a comfortable level, and then selling it off, which is what Matic is good for at the moment. Really, it's still within a really good scalping range, and overall the scalping range could be anything from as low as 2 cent to the maximum of I'd say 3 cent. But we're trending now on a small but looks relatively steady bull movement. But what I should say is that I know some people have lost a bit of faith in my analysis of Matic, and fair play to you. I mean, you can't get it right all the time, and with a chart like this, you've really got nothing to go by. Look, this is the entire chart. Okay, it started on the 27th here of April, and we're on the 21st of June. That's nothing to go by. You have to really look at it as it is at the time, and the only telltale signs that we've got are the MACD, we've got a basic simple RSI, we've got trading volume, and we've got moving averages. That's really all we have to go by. We don't have a great deal more than that. So just from using those kind of tools, really, it's not impossible, but it's very difficult to really pinpoint with any kind of certainty where Matic's going to go in the short term. Where it's going in the long term is kind of obvious, because what we're looking at here is an extremely bullish chart. Okay, very bullish here, too bullish, parabolic top, collapse, and now slow and steady recovery. You could even call this accumulation, even though it's within a huge trading range. You could call this accumulation, and it probably is probably best to call it accumulation when you look at a chart of this size. So a very young coin, very young chart, and very little to go by on the short term, because you really can't map it against anything else. One thing that you can look at is the fact that it's got Binance. It was an ICO on Binance, which means that it's got a lot of FOMO interest. It's on the radar. People know about it. People want to pour money into it because they've seen what's happened. That only creates more unpredictability when it's making its gains, as we saw here. We have nice steady gains, moving above the 200 EMA, got above all the moving averages, and huge sell-off. That is what traders are using it for. It's being traded. You can't stop that. That is it. It's a small coin with very little history, other than the fact that it makes huge moves when it wants to. It's on people's radar to get on the back of that for a quick sell, quick buy, quick sell. So like I say, I mean, obviously no one can be right 100% of the time. I'm certainly not right 100% of the time. I never delete my videos. You can look back at my videos and see where I'm right and where I'm wrong. I mean, this coin, I'm heavily invested in it. I've got a lot of expectations for it, but it is what it is, and I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just doing my little bit here to update you as to where it's going, where it's come from, and what's likely to take place in the very short future. Because that's all we have. That's all the tools I've got, is literally for the very short future. My main telltale sign is obviously something you can do and something you can see here. It's pretty obvious to see it. Is the moving averages play a big support, and the main one being the 200 EMA, which when we're above it, we stay above it, and it turns to a support level, which it appears to have done here. We appear to have bounced from it, but if we stay underneath it, it's quite a significant resistance. The sort of trading room that we had when we're beneath it, we could go as little as 2 cent and then bounce from the resistance back down towards 2 cent. And when we're above it, our next target is now, it's going to be around 2.4 cent. When we break that, then we're looking to move sort of make bigger moves at that point. 2.4 is a resistance that we need to get by. I'll stick you a little resistance bar in there. So there we go. So it's 2.4. We need to break that. So as you can see, that has become a resistance there. It will be a resistance again here. We've made slightly higher lows as we're not touching the 200 EMA. If we break that, then hopefully that will become a support, and then we'll start to push our way up to where we came from on this last little run. We came all the way up to 2.75 before we came back down again. So like I say, just do your own research, do your own technical analysis. There's not much to go by with Matic, and all I can say is I try my best in the small piece of time that I've got, that I make these videos for you guys, and I'm not asking you to buy and sell. I'm invested in this coin, so I might as well make these videos for you as I think. I mean, I'm not buying and selling anymore. I bought all mine. I'm holding it. As far as I'm concerned, I'm leaving this now for the long term. But I do enjoy a bit of technical analysis. I like a strategy, and I also like to know where my money's going, to be honest. So at the moment it's looking positive. It is looking like it's going to go up, and I did say a few days ago on a video I got a bit criticised on that if we were to make it above 2.2, at the time we needed to stay above this EMA. We needed to stay above here. If we can stay above the EMA and we stay above here for over a day, then it should turn to a support, which it appears to have done now. We'll be coming back down to test again shortly, so we're having a nice pullback here, but it has kind of bounced in a way on the other moving averages, which is good. If we can use those as decent supports, then that would be great. It means we don't need to come back down to here, which is always going to be our last stand before we break and fall back down towards 2 cent. So if we can stay above that 2.3 cent, we have a much stronger chance of this becoming support, which will pump us up above the 2.4 cent, which then hopefully that will become a support once it's broken. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Those of you who watch these videos, I am obviously very grateful for you to be watching these and subscribing to my channel. It is something that I really do appreciate. So thanks for keep coming back and having faith in my my little videos. Anyway, have a nice day and take it easy, and I'll see you soon.